Signed by the president, the stimulus package is now law. One down, one to go. What does this mean now and going forward? We'll cover all of that in this video. Let's get right into it. But really fast before we do, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and I'm here for you each and every day with all of the latest updates and ultimately doing anything I possibly can to help out every one of you right here in this community. So please leave your comments or questions down below. I'll do my best to answer them, and if I need to, make dedicated videos to help you out in any way, as that is my commitment to you and this community. All right, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe down below, and let's get right into this. So it is official. The president was just out in a little signing ceremony, putting the finishing touches on one of two stimulus packages. Now, this has been a very, very long time coming. In fact, this has been several months in the making, where we have been going back and forth between members of Congress, negotiating out all the details, literally months and months and months in the making, and this one is officially done. Like, signed, buttoned up, packaged up, and it is a done deal now that the president has signed it. So it passed through the Senate a few months ago, passed through the House a few days ago, and now it is signed by the president, and it's done. That's it. So this is the package that sat on Nancy Pelosi's desk for almost 3 months before she actually brought it to the floor just the other day. All right, so this is one of two stimulus packages. Remember, this is the one that's focused on infrastructure. However, what does this one mean now going forward in reference to the reconciliation bill? Now what do we have? Because guess what? This package is just $1.2 trillion. However, the next one coming up down the tracks is $1.85 trillion. Almost $2 trillion that we're looking at with this next package. So what does this really do? Because this kind of sets the stage for the next package, the reconciliation bill. Now remember, this first one right here, the $1.2 trillion, is infrastructure. According to the reports that I've been seeing, they're saying that this money is going to start flowing out within the next few months here. So early in the new year here, it sounds like a lot of this money, well, maybe not a lot of it, but some of it is going to start trickling out into some of these big government projects as far as airports, roads, bridges, waterways, broadband, internet, all kinds of things. By the way, if you're somebody who's low income, this actually, about the best thing in this for you directly would be the expansion of broadband. It looks like they're going to be making some major upgrades. Billions of dollars are going to be poured into broadband and expanding internet. So if you're somebody who's low income, this should actually be good for you, because the whole purpose behind the internet expansion, things like that, and broadband, is to get it for low income communities. So there you go. That probably is about one of the best provisions in this. I mean, of course, it'd be nice to have nicer roads and safe bridges and all that stuff, and clean drinking water. Of course, all that stuff's very important too. But when it comes to internet for low income, this might actually be a pretty good thing for everybody. So I'll continue to watch that closely and see what goes on with it. But a lot of people are basically saying shovels in the ground. By the way, that's just like a fun metaphor, right? I mean, do they really mean shovels in the ground? Well, maybe, but that's just kind of what they always say, is basically shovels in the ground in the next couple of months here. In other words, they're probably going to start working on some of these projects here in the matter of just the next couple of months. All right, cool. So that's the first package. Done deal. It's over with. Now, what happens with this next one, the reconciliation bill? Well, now that they have a little bit of a win under their belt right now, and a little bit of wind at their back, in other words, a little bit of momentum. The sails are placed and they got a little bit of momentum, cruising along here. So now we have this reconciliation bill. Now this one might be a little bit of a doozy, right? Of course, we have no idea what's coming, but my point is, this is the one that's causing all the controversy. The first one didn't really cause a whole lot of controversy. It was just kind of a straightforward package. They're going to fix up, physical infrastructure. Boom. Okay, fine. Whatever. But now we're on to this other package where this is the one that's really kind of causing the waves, right? But now that they have a little bit of momentum behind them, they want to get this thing fully passed through here. However, there's still a few people that are kind of back and forth. There's little groups of people within the House. There's little groups of people within the Senate who are still holding back a little bit, saying, well, we need more information. We want to revise this. We want to take out that. Either way, pretty much the same things that we've been covering for a very long time now. However, it sounds like this reconciliation bill will be coming very, very soon here, and it's literally only a matter of short time, a couple days, maybe at the most. I mean, realistically, we don't really know. At one hand, one report says it's coming in a couple days. And the next report says, well, in the next week to week and a half, and then somebody comes out and says something else. So literally, it's kind of like a touch and go when it comes to the reconciliation bill. But that is the one that focuses on all of these social programs, right? We've gone through the list before, an expansion of the child tax credit. There's money in there for home care for seniors and people with disabilities. There's all kinds of stuff in this package, right? So there's a lot of money in there for climate as well, $550 billion in there for climate. But yeah, there's a lot of different provisions in there. So that's pretty much what's up on the deck next. So this is going to take the full focus of Congress going forward, is this reconciliation bill. And if the deal is, they're probably not going to take their eyes off of this thing until it's passed. So the nice thing about the reconciliation bill is if we want this thing to get passed, sooner than later, it pretty much has the full attention of Congress during this time because they don't really have anything else on their agenda other than the fact that is their top priority right now. Get this bill done, and that would complete the Build Back Better plan that we've heard the president talk about so many times, right? So you've heard this Build Back Better. Well, it encompasses these two parts. The infrastructure, which is the hard infrastructure, that's what they call it, as in roads, bridges, airports, things like that. That's a done deal. And now they talk about soft infrastructure, like social programs, right? So that's what they're talking about with this one. So that's what we're on to now. We're done with the hard, and now we're on to the soft, if that makes sense. So anyway, that's what they've been saying for a while now. But either way, it kind of sets the stage. Finally, we can get a little bit more focus. But the deal is, progressives should be pretty much satisfied now because this infrastructure bill is a done deal. It's passed behind them, which, by the way, 6 progressives in the House didn't even vote for the infrastructure bill. So I think that was kind of interesting. I talked about that just the other day. But either way, they should be pretty happy now because that is done and over with. And now the only thing up on the deck now, and which is going to take all focus, will be this reconciliation bill. Now, of course, what's kind of interesting about this is members of Congress here, they've been reaching out through, their social media platforms and in their interviews and things like this. They've been saying, hey, we want to hear from the people. What do you want in this package? And of course, I've been reaching out as much as I possibly can through this social media platforms like Twitter and things like that. I've been reaching out being like, hey, everybody wants a 4th stimulus check. We need a focused survival check for low income and especially fixed income beneficiaries of Social Security, just like the Senior Citizens League actually suggested back in early October when they sent over their letter and their petition to Congress. Well, sure enough, pretty much all we hear is a lot of crickets. So maybe they'll actually come out and actually do something. I would imagine they've got to be hearing us, right? With all of us reaching out on these social media platforms like we are, creating these videos like this and sending them letters, calling them, emailing them with all of this stuff, you'd have to imagine that they're seeing some of this response. Well, when it comes down to it, we're basically crossing our fingers that when it comes down to the final debates on this package, somebody's going to pull something like what they did back in December of 2020. Basically, Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley stood up at that time in the Senate and they said, we are not voting for this stimulus package unless we get a stimulus check. Remember that? That was actually a really good time back then in December of last year. It was almost a year ago from when that actually happened. It was right down to the final days, literally right before they were going to pass that bill, and these two senators stood up, an independent, Bernie Sanders, and Josh Hawley, Republican, came together and they basically said, we're not voting for this thing unless we get a stimulus check. Well, they were able to negotiate out a $600 stimulus check, even though other people wanted it to be more, but either way, they still ended up getting a $600 check. So we're really crossing our fingers that when it comes down to the final days on the debates of this whole package, that somebody comes out, a Bernie, a Josh Hawley, somebody out of the Senate stands up and says basically, hey, here's the deal. We need more in this package for low income, for fixed income beneficiaries. I will not vote for this unless we get that. And that's all it would really take, because all it needs is one senator to do that. Of course, one senator that they need the vote from. That's all it would take to get that one person to do that, and they would almost have to comply. Otherwise, they wouldn't get their whole agenda done, right? So that's kind of the power behind the Senate right now, is only one person can literally hold up this entire package, because they need 50 votes. Well, technically 51, but the vice president would break that tie-breaking vote there. So 51 votes, that's all they need in the Senate, but they also need every single Democratic vote, assuming that no Republicans would vote for it, which the reason I say that assuming is because Republicans have already told us they're not going to vote for it. So we can already pretty much count on that. Okay, they told us, that's fine. But now we need to make sure that all Democrats vote in favor of it. So hopefully one of these Democrats will step up at some point and be like, hey, we need a stimulus check. Here's the deal. We're sick of seeing low income and fixed income beneficiaries being hurt right now. These are the people that are getting the squeeze on them. These are the people that are getting pinched right now with everything going on with the rising prices, the supply chain issues, and everything else going on right now. Their benefits simply are not cutting it anymore. Let's focus a fourth stimulus check on these people, whatever it happens to be, but that's what we're crossing our fingers on, which is why we're making so many phone calls right now, why we're sending the emails, why we continue to send the letters, because here's the thing, you never know which medium of exchange is actually going to reach out and actually touch these people, but we've got to do everything we possibly can to get to them. If I knew it was easy to fly to Washington and meet with somebody personally face to face, I would do it. But the fact is, it's not very easy to get to these people. They have gatekeepers that do that. You know what I mean? They pretty much surround themselves with a lot of people, right? So, but if I knew that I could go there and have a face-to-face with somebody that I knew would maybe have the influence, it'd totally be worth it. I would have to do that, right? But I don't think it's all that easy to get face-to-face with these people. So anyway, we'll keep doing what we can. We'll continue to urge these people. But either way, one package is down, another one to come relatively soon, according to what it's looked like. Any day now. I mean, literally any day now it could be coming. So it could be tomorrow. It could be next week. It could be a month from now. That's the thing, is it's still a wild card. Even though they say, oh, it's coming soon. How many times have we heard that line over the last, 3 months? Yeah, we've heard that a lot, right? And then all of a sudden, oh, sorry, we've got a delay. So yeah, we'll have to keep watching that very closely. But either way, it is a done deal. The president has signed package 1 of 2, and that one is done. It's in the books. It's done and over with. We don't have to talk about it anymore because it's done. We're not going to be negotiating anymore. We're not doing anything with it. It's just, that's it. Put it on the shelf. Forget about it. Because it's going to, you know what I mean? It's just, that's it. So anyway, this is the latest update for as of right now. I'm going to get back to it and watch it as things are going to continue to get very busy here going forward. As people in Congress are speaking, they're making all kinds of moves right now, and we got to watch all their moves because you never know what they're going to do next or what they could possibly say next, right? So enjoy your day. Thanks again for your support. Subscribe down below. Share this video with your friends, family, social media, or any others here on the channel, and go back and check out nearly 2,000 videos right here on the channel for you. So again, thank you so much. Remember, I'm your one and only daily advocate. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't done so yet, and I'll catch you later in the next